Hey there, it's Danny Wood at Brokerage Nation, and I'm super excited today. We're going to be interviewing David Hubbell of the Hubbell Real Estate Group, and I'm going to be going over like why are agents joining his company, what he's all about, and I'm interviewing brokerages right across North America. So this is just one of another amazing interview. So David, thanks for joining.
Dan, awesome for having me. I appreciate it.
Cool, man. Okay, so to get the ball rolling, my first question would be, how long have you been in real estate, and what on earth got you in the management position owning and running a brokerage?
Well, before we jump into that, I got to say I love that shirt, man. I've been watching your videos, and I love the Dan shirt. Thank thumbs you. Up on that. I've been in this industry for quite a while. It was a family-owned. I'm a second-generation agent. Dad pulled me in. I've been doing this about 13 years, and when we started, I learned a lot, got rolling, and then realized that by opening my own brokerage, it allows me to kind of think outside the box and grow outside the box. So we stepped out, opened it. I'm very tech savvy. My dad's kind of that old school customer service, and I bring the technology to the industry or to our business. And we ran with that. I hooked in a lot of systems, started working with a lot of good people, and it's been taken off, and agents are appreciating how much support and especially technology support that they're receiving over at the brokerage. I think that's kind of the biggest thing.
I love the multi-generational brokerages where the younger generation is really leveraging that technology and freshening things up, because it's not like old school versus new school, one's better over the other. I think in today's world, we need like a blended approach where it's a little bit of that old school approach with like the door knocking and scripts and referral-based business. But to supplement that income and to really add gas to the fire, you really should be leveraging technology. So perfect. So you've been helping out with adding some technology and really sprucing things up in that regard. Now, who is your goal for an agent? Is it brand new agents? Is it people that are coming from teams? Is it the teams themselves, or like a mix of all?
Well, I would say we have about a 40-30-30 blend. So we have a training program in our office that is geared towards new agents. My dad, as being the broker of record, has really taken that under his wing and created a whole booklet about what to expect when you get your real estate license. So we have this next level training that allows new agents to come on board and literally from start to finish what to expect your first 1 year in the industry with no hype. That way you get a very clear direction of what are the hurdles right out of the gate and what do you need to do to kind of get up and running. Than me, I focus more towards that. I think the most of the agents that I work with are that 2 to 3 years in the business. They've burned through their sphere of influence. They've gotten a little bit of branding, but they're still having a hard time how to lead generate and how to generate sources back to them.
Yeah.
And so that's where I focus a lot of my energy on those agents to help them take their business kind of to the next level. And then we have our top producing agents where when we talk, we're more on the same level. They have mastered their systems. They have gotten their lead generating, and maybe they just need a mastermind group to bounce ideas off of because they have a complete control over their business. So I'd say 40% of our business is brand new. 30% is the 2 to 3 year old agents that want to get to that next level, get some serious income, and then 30% are that top producing. They're just killing it.
What's cool about those new agent programs or any training program is that it even works when somebody is experienced and switching to another brokerage, because it's almost like they're renewing themselves. Not that they're starting over in the business, but they're starting over with a lot of people when they change brokerages, it's a perfect opportunity to set up their systems. A perfect opportunity to set up their time blocking, their monthly schedule of like how often they're going to post or follow up, or it's really cool. So those new agent programs actually work for seasoned people too, just to polish up their older stuff. Now, what excites you about your current business model versus other brokerages? Like, why would the new agent join you, or why would the 3 year agent join, or why would the team join you?
everybody, a lot of the brokerages all think it's all about splits and commission splits. And I got to agree. I mean, it is. Most people get in this industry because they want to make money. They're trying to build a career, things of that nature. But when agents actually sit down with me, not only do they see that I have very competitive commission splits, but more it's about the support and the systems and the direction and the ideas and the creativity that we bring to the table. A lot of the things that I bring to the table are systems that ultimately either they'd be paying for out of their own pocket, or they're getting sold from multiple different companies and they're really not sure which ones work, which ones don't. So I have a proven model of taking an agent from start to finish, how to lead generate, hiring third-party companies. Yes, we buy leads. We generate leads ourselves. Then taking it through our CRM, making sure the agent knows how to use the CRM properly. What system how do you do the follow-up with the leads? And at the end of the day, they're going to have so much knowledge about how to work their business. They start developing their own systems and their own ways to work it for themselves. I mean, I think the big thing about our brokerage is the support that they receive, because every agent is different and there's no one model to do this business. And so the fact that we've been doing this for so long, I've been able to adapt to other agents' systems and kind of just increase the efficiency.
So somebody
a lot of my team.
Oh, sorry, man. Somebody who's listening to this, I think a good opportunity would be to meet up with you and do like a half-hour business consultation of like, well, I'm doing door knocking and open houses and for sale by owners. And then from that conversation, you could craft a pretty good direction and plan for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it's not really 100% me. It's my team. It's my staff. It's the support team behind it. Everybody's departmentalized that if one agent needs more help in, say, social media, well, they have someone in the company they can go talk to. That me and my staff member have worked together for so long that we've dialed it in. So ultimately, if they need help with calls, I have an ICA I have a call center that all they do is calls all day long. So if you need to role play with someone about calls and scripts, I have someone at 8 o'clock in the morning from 8 to 8:30. You can jump on and role play. You can take these webinars and break off into your own breakout groups and do a script training. You need help with door knocking? Well, I have someone that you can talk with about that. You need help with contracts? I have someone you can talk to about that. So I use the word I a lot, but when I talk about it's more about my team and my support team behind it. And we're not all perfect, but we are getting better and better and better. And as we grow, we're constantly adapting to different needs and wants of our agents.
Well, since you're talking about the support that you have, like the support staff and the support branches, if you want to call it that, talk about the location. So you got a physical brick and mortar. Are you considering like cloud-based brokerage for a larger area, or what's that look like?
So and this is going to be funny because my partner he's going to give me some grief because I didn't help him with his microphone issue. Sorry, Albert. I'll work on that when we talk. That's in the back of my mind right now. Okay, location. Here's how I look at it. I'm a very numbers guy. Our company is getting better because of the agents that we have on board. If we want our company to get better, we bring on better agents. We train the agents we have. It's all about the agents. When we start moving into different territories, it typically starts as a cloud-based transaction or a cloud-based expansion. And then what ends up happening is once you get that core group in that area, you start talking to your core group about, let's create a brick and mortar for this. Let's start looking into, does the numbers make sense to open an office, have an admin, have someone there physically at this office, and start integrating an office location. It's not that
What's the core area now?
About 10.
What?
The core area now, so Grover Beach, Central Coast, 5 cities.
Okay.
We've started growing into the Santa Maria market in California, so it's about a 45-minute area for us. So now the one location is Grover Beach, next location is Santa Maria. We've pulled in agents over from the Valley and Bakersfield. And the idea is once you have your core group of about 10 agents that are committed to the system, they like what the company is offering, then typically that's when the agents are coming to me going, okay, let's take the next step. Let's talk about opening an office location. And I'm all about it. We pencil out the numbers. We know exactly what the budget is. Most of the time, instead of me finding that team leader, they kind of step up out of the group, out of their own, and say, hey, I came to this organization. I've always wanted to build a team. I need help with growing this team. That's the person I'm going to be focusing a lot of time with, because then I can teach him what I know. We can bounce ideas off, and we start growing his organization. All of a sudden, he's running an office, and he didn't even know that that was in his future. They want to know how to do it, but then how do you actually implement the steps? And they don't realize all the little tiny compliance steps that you need to take in order to get that up and running. And that's really, we've gone through it. We know what we're doing.
That's a really strong stepping stone for a lot of people who are in sales, and they've been in sales for a long time, say like 10 years, 15 years. Then over that period of time, a lot of them kind of get bored with the current motion that they're in. So some people really stand up and shine in that role, and it's like it's a renewal in the industry on their business life, on taking on that new opportunity, for sure. Yeah.
It takes it to the next level and keeps you accountable, because now when you bring a teammate on or you bring a partner on, your success revolves around their success. And so, you're pushing to try to help them become successful. It really changes your mindset in this industry that, yes, I sell homes, but I'm also, accountable to my whole organization, because, it's more about helping people in this industry.
Your current brick and mortar location, what's that look like as far as like training room provided or parking? Like they're all different.
It's about a 3,000 square foot building, about 14, 15 individual offices, bullpen, training room, conference room. Standard, it's off the main path in Grover Beach, so Grand Avenue. Parking's good, but really our vision for this is a 3 to 5 year. And then I'll start talking with agents that have been with me from the beginning and start talking about, well, is it time to actually buy a building? Is it time to invest into a building and make an ownership? And that way we're doing it as a group instead of it's just me. That would really tie a lot of agents to the brokerage if we're vested in the building together. But right now, 3 to 5 years, training room. Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of agents pop in for their training. They pop in for their coaching or just like help. But a lot of agents are just out in the field. They're working from home. They're logging in online. And then just like your system, they're booking appointments with a staff member because they need help in a certain area. And they come in, they got an hour of our time. What do you need help with? Let's keep pushing through until we figure out how to do it. And if we can't get it done in 1 hour, let's book another appointment and I'll see you tomorrow. I do run a very...
Some of the people listening to this video, they may not know about your training. So you have physical in-house training, but you also have virtual training, so that while they're on the go from their home, their home office, a coffee shop, or the cottage, they can actually tap into your training programs, because it's a lot of the stuff that I provide for you anyways is recorded for them so that they can watch and learn, kind of like a choose their own adventure.
I was just going to say, Dan, a lot of my training is with you. We tied in with you, and your training's been awesome. I can't tell you how many agents have reached out and was like, this is cool. Like, this is a cool platform. I appreciate you signing up for this in the brokerage. And it's like, I believe if it's going to help you build your business, and I don't want to stop from that, it just has to budget. It has to pencil out. I'm great about investing and being generous and growing the agents. But that's because the agents that are with me are committed and they're growing and they're doing the right stuff. So I want to continue to help them grow. And your service is awesome.
Thank you. And helping in that direction, what other tools and software do you invest in for the agents to leverage?
So a lot of the stuff I feel is standard, and then everything I do, I take to the next level. So, I have a CRM. I don't charge for that. I give it to them. But it's one of the leading CRMs in the industry right now. I'm not going to talk names because,
A CRM, for people who don't realize, is a database, because some people might not know what a CRM is.
A CRM is a database with a follow-up system. So if a lead comes in and they might not be ready to purchase or sell right now, it's a way to stay in touch with that and be organized, staying in touch with someone over the many weeks, months, years, anniversaries, birthdays, close dates. How do you build a solid sphere of influence? Because this business truly is a relationship business. And yes, you want a new source of business coming in, but you also want to be able to work your referrals. So you're asking for the business and asking for the referrals. And that really is I'm not having to solicit anymore. The business is coming to me. That's ultimately where most agents want to get their businesses. I don't want to put my name out there anymore. I want my clients to come to me because I'm their trusted advisor.
You know what?
A CRM helps.
The number one complaint in the real estate industry from the consumer towards the agent is lack of follow-up, pre-sale and after-sale. Yeah. And so the tool that you're describing certainly would help out with a lot. Like, I bet 90% of the agents listening to this call should probably meet up with you to take a look at what that system alone looks like.
I can't tell you. And that's that 2 to 3 year agent. You know, they've been doing real well because they might have an Excel spreadsheet or a notepad. But then their business starts getting so big, they start losing touch. And they come to me and I'm like, well, tell me what your system is. Talk to me about how you do business. And they'll pull out an index card or a piece of paper. And I'm like, that's awesome, but I can see you're going to limit your growth. You know, and
even if they have a database, it's very limited with how they use it. Most people have a database, and it's kind of like a bunch of spider webs and cobwebs. Like, it's a glorified Rolodex, but they don't actually use all the bells and whistles. So then they're like, oh, I hate this program, and every 3 years they buy a new one. Yeah.
Yep.
Tell me.
I mean, that's one. That's one program. Then rolling into a transaction management software. I think it's pretty standard in the industry. You need to have some sort of online, like cloud-based transaction software when you start growing. Ours, we use a company called SkySlope. But then with that, we also have someone that manages that account to where they can help the agent if they're having trouble loading or using that DigiSign, digital signatures, things like that. They have someone in there. And then being a brokerage with a large account with SkySlope, they assign you a representative to where their customer service is awesome. I don't know if that's a plug for SkySlope, but I really love working with their company.
No, agents need that handholding. I mean, you can buy an agent any piece of software, give them the username and password. As soon as they log in, they're looking at a whole new dashboard, and they're like, now what? So they need that support.
And then once you have the transaction closed, how do you get the testimonials to get it out into the world? Because we are a testimonial review-based business that's starting to shift to, and that's where clients are jumping online, checking reviews. Well, you need to make sure that your reviews are up to date and getting out in the world and letting people read and see what about you. The biggest software that I'm launching, so it's my last month that I've been working with a developer. He is building it for me. It's going to be my proprietary software, but it's a dashboard sales tracking system that keeps the agents accountable to their daily activity. So if they come to me and they're like, man, my business is slow and what's going on, I'm going to tell them, well, let's pull up your daily tracker. And they're going to go, oh, well, I haven't filled it out. Well, let's start there. Let's start tracking what you do on a daily basis in your business. And let's find out, is it proactive, reactive, training and education? What are you doing on your day-to-day business to get the results that you're trying to get? And that way it's going to be very black and white, graphs, let me see it. And if they see that they're going to training all the time, but they're doing no sales, or they're waiting for their phone to ring, it's going to reflect in their business. That is something that I'm tying it together.
That tool is really cool because it gives you a lot of leverage. So when you do branch off and do a more cloud-based brokerage, you can service more agents and keep them accountable. And that would help you with agent retention as well, because a lot of brokerages, they get people signed up, but then they don't really keep in touch. Like, it's kind of like a numbers game. It's just another person in the roster. But a lot of the managers, the 80-20 rule applies to the industry. So 20% of the managers, like, they don't do the things that they should be, which is picking up the phone and calling and prospecting. And the same thing with the agent selling a home. After they sell the home, they don't follow up and keep in touch with the seller. With the management, when you get somebody enrolled in the company, it's kind of like, there's your desk. Ask if you got questions. We got lots of tools. They're over there.
Yep. So, that example is a good example of what I mean by adapting. We have grown to a level where I have to be more efficient with my time and be accountable and continue to be accountable to my agents. How can I do that in a larger scale? Well, some sort of dashboard that allows us to communicate to see how their productivity is doing. That way I can know exactly where we need to go back and work on fundamentals. If they're truly doing their calls and they're following up with their source of business and they're just not able to convert, then we know and we can pinpoint right down where we need to work on and how we can get past that hurdle. And let's tie you into working with our call center for the next 2 days to just, sharpen up your tools. And then let's try a different technique. That's just a good example.
Do you have any examples of like an agent switch brokerages to you? Maybe they're a 3-year in the industry agent, or maybe they're brand new, or maybe they were a team. Do you have any examples of people that switched to you and then you were able to push them in a new direction? And then what happened from there?
So I have, that's a good question. Yes, I'd probably be overstepping if I say their name, so I don't want to embarrass them. But I got a couple. So I do have a success story. I have a brand new agent that came on board with us. He hooked on for about 90 days, literally was a shadow in our system. So he was just there, he watched, he listened, and then he put it into action. He is one of the top producing over a 6-figure income now, closing about 3 deals a month consistently, built his clientele to the $1 million clientele. He was beat up in the beginning because he had a new agent license and his license number showed that he was new. Agents didn't feel he had the education to be able to work with $1 million clients. He burned through that real quick, and now he's a leader in his territory as a new agent, kind of a rookie of the year type success story. And he's, he kind of laughs because he's like, I don't get it. This business is so easy. I talk to people. Like, that's all I do all day long. I talk to people. This business is not, don't overthink it. Just get out and do it. I do have a success story with a very long-term agent that came over, had a very good pipeline, a very good connection with her clientele, but her organization needed help. And in order to go to that next level, that's that whole CRM type. Fought me for months about using a CRM because it was a change for what she was used to doing versus what she's doing now. Thanks, man. And, it took months of grinding and trying something new. Like, dude, try the CRM. I know you don't like it. Try it. Let's, where are you struggling with it? And now you go back to her 9 months later and I'm like, how's the CRM? How's it? She's like, Dave, I don't even know how I did this business without this. And it's like, I love it. It works. Like, yes. And she has taken her production almost, I don't want to overhype it. I don't want to say like doubled it, but she's becoming stable where it's like she's not chasing the business anymore. She knows where her business is coming from based on the efforts that she's doing. She can physically see her business and she can project what her income is going to be on the fourth quarter, third quarter based on her pipeline. People spend so much money. That's huge. That takes a lot of stress off.
Oh, sorry for the recording because there's a delay, so it sounds like I'm over talking. But people spend so much money on generating new business when if all they did was focus a little bit more time and attention on their previous business and follow up, like you can net more with the same amount of time and less cost.
Yeah. It's just, and now where I'm finding my top producing agents that need assistance is a lot of budgeting, profit and loss, and tracking of commissions and, projecting, like sitting down and having a budget meeting with them and going, okay, this is where you're at, like making sure you don't overspend before you have the money. And then when you do have the money, are you preparing for the slow times? Because they have a pipeline, they've seen the ups and downs, and you have to prepare for that. It's, we're in a commission based. You have great ups, and then you have some downs when you're working. And the idea is, how do you kind of get it stable?
We get nickel and dimed in this industry where it's $50 a month, $100 a month, $200 a month, $50 a month, 60, 70, and you get all these little programs accumulated over time. And by the end of like a 3-year period, you're like looking at your monthly credit card invoice, and you're like, how am I spending this much money? What am I actually using? Like, so yeah, a budget review would be amazing to sit down for you. Now, if an agent, all this sounds awesome, by the way. So if this piques anybody's interest, how should a person reach out to you? By phoning, calling, emailing? What's the best way for people to reach you?
All of the above, text message, smoke signals. Like, I want to work with agents that want to work. I don't want to chase down the business. I want to work with people that are proactive and getting involved. Phone number, call the office, 805-864-2566. Email us, administrator or admin, ADMIN at hubbellrealestategroup.com. Call me direct on my cell phone, 805-598-9291. Reach out and text at that number. At the end of the day, just reach out. Tell me what your needs are. What's nice about owning the own brokerage and not being in a cookie cutter, I'm customizing all day long because I'm staying within, like, everybody always needs the same stuff. It's just where are you at in the process. At the end of the day, it's all the same stuff. We sell homes and we help buyers and sellers put them together, and we help clients. But you may need help in the beginning stages where someone needs help at the ending stages. I just lay out a timeline of what to expect, and you're telling me where you need help in. That's pretty much it, you know, and my success revolves around your success. So yes, I'm very passionate. I have everything invested. It's a family-owned business. My wife is the front office. My dad is a broker of record. You know, I'm running around putting multiple hats on right now, and I'm just looking for good people to work with to help grow this company. Because at the end of the day, the company is agents.
Hey, man, I really appreciate you. I kind of caught you off guard when we did this impromptu interview, and you're scrambling. It looks perfect where you sat. I like the candidness of you being caught off guard with the webcam. You're just using your phone. It's all good, man, because the content in this interview is really good. So I'm going to get that out to you so that you can share it with people. It's going to help you with growing your business, and it's going to help with educating others on why they might want to reach you. And I'm also going to give everybody who listens to this interview who's in your market center, in your general area, access to that group coaching program. So I do a bi-weekly coaching call, and anybody who's a real estate agent in your area can get a free account with that, where they get a taste of the type of training that you provide. And I won't say the link, but wherever you see this recording, we'll have the link for it there for you, okay?
Awesome. No, I appreciate it. We'll see you on your training class. I know all my agents, actually quite a bit of them have registered and up and running, and then I've been getting some new agents coming on board. It's a great software. I got to give you props. It's a good program.
Cool, man.
Very well.
I want to get you a Dan shirt in the mail so that you can actually rep it.
It'll match my real estate shoes.
Nice.
These are my selling real estate shoes.
Cool. Okay. Cool. All right. I want to get you this video. It's probably going to take a couple days, but thank you for being on the call, and thank you for anybody listening. And maybe we'll catch up in another 6-month period, do a recap, because that was a good interview.
I like it. Appreciate it, Dan. I'll see you in the future. All right, man.
Cool. Talk to you. Bye.
Bye.